I want to put all my chips in the middle of the table. I'm going to make the call for April 8th. All chips. It was my condo number for years. And during the eclipse on 408 that formed the X across America from 821, and that was 821 2017. Let me go ahead and show you first off why I know it's this date. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you why I'm all chips in on this date. Anybody born on 525 and then on 525 2020 was their big day in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Initials GF, who wore the 88 jersey. This is also 525 when Muhammad Ali, had a big knockout. And 525 1973, I may or may not know somebody with this birthday. And I was astonished to see that their days old was a palindrome on the day of the total solar eclipse 4/8 2024. 18581. Well, and that person and myself are could potentially be like major players in each other's lives. And we're going to come down to now my birthday on that total solar on 4/8 2024. And my days old was also a palindrome, 22922. And we remember the 22nd prime number is 79, which is murder. Now, I want you to look at the date this year as it is the 98th day of the year on April 8th. And you get 198,548 when you multiply 98 times 2026. Now, when you multiply 4 times 8 times 2026, you get 64832. Multiply that times the 98th day of the year, and you again have a palindrome, the same number backwards and forwards. 6353536. Go backwards. 6353536. That's impossible. Now, I want to go to the first thing that I came across that told me this is when it's going down. And it's May 8th, 1978 to this 4/8 date. A person passed away on that day, and his football number was 2. He was about to graduate high school. His days old, 17502. He would be, of course. I'm sorry, this is the date of his passing. 17502. 02 was his number. And 175, remember, Revelation 17:5 is Mystery Babylon the Great, all capital letters. Now you run his day, his birthday, which is the length of iPet Goat, 727, from the Heliofont website. When you click it, it's 727 in length. When you run it to R48, it's 23996. 399 is murder in the Jewish Hebrew gematria. Now I want you to run 23,996. 23,996 times his birthday. 1960 times 7 times 27. And do you see the 88, the 89, and the 90? And I had a thing, I'm not going to explain it, but see the 907, if there's a 0 in the middle, you can swap and put the 7 in front of the 9. So it would literally be an 87, 88, 89, and a 90. Now I want you to run his birthday or his number, which is 7 times 27 times 1960. His number is 37044. By the way, if you do it without the decimal, 7 times 27 times, remember, Donald J. Trump is 1189 in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria times 1960. Whoops, I did the decimal again. 1960 times 7 times 20. I always do the decimal to leave so I can leave out commas, but I want to show the entire number. 440 is Antichrist in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria, and 37 is the prime number for the church. It divides into 666, 111, 222, 333, 999, 888, every one of them. It's the 12th prime number, 12's number for the church. It's literally saying church over Antichrist. Now you take his number, 37044, times the address that he passed away on or at. There's your 408 date. There's your 87, 88, 89, and 90. All of it's impossible. It's impossible. And there it is. I started looking at all this. That's the first thing I noticed. I actually ran his days to 4/8. Some things clued me in to look at 4/8, and I'm like, well, that is the anniversary of the total solar. And anniversaries, things are done on anniversaries. Things are done on anniversaries. And then I think I looked at the Donnie Darko October 2nd date to our 4/8. And there's his number, the 37. Remember, his number begins with 37. Well, his number begins with 370. Remember, his football jersey was 02. Look at that. That's impossible to start having all these link ups. And personal ciphers are not ciphers Mystery Babylon can mess with. The Ghost in the Machine can't make any of this stuff up. So Frank the Rabbit getting shot in the right eye to our 4/8 date, that 367 is the most powerful number in my son's death. I can tell you that. I'm not going to tell you why. It's personal. I run my son's death to it, and there's the date of April 8th written in any direction that a country would write it. In Canada, they write it 8/4. In America, we write it 4/8. That's impossible. That's the date of my son's passing, which I always felt, whether this is the date or not, that it will eventually really pop on the date of the event. We don't know if this is the date of the event, but boy, I am speculating. The total solar eclipse that I saw the Dark Knight, I haven't looked at that yet, and I wanted to. 6459. Then it'll be 6461 on the rising day. The rising day would be on April 10th. Now, this April 8th date is on a Wednesday. Wednesday had 16 episodes, and woe was in every single title of all 16 episodes. Woe begins the Zechariah 11:17 Bible verse. It sure does. The Heidi Bowl of 11/17/1968. We've been over that a million times. If you know, you know. The right eye utterly darkened. Raiders played the Jets, which brought down the Twin Trumps and killed Donnie Darko. 20961. 2096 is Eve in Strong's Concordance, New Testament. 688 in the months. 22 days. 68 is Donald J. Trump in reverse reduction gematria. 68 is Antichrist in reverse reduction gematria. 2001: A Space Odyssey, May 1st, 1968. 21161, you have your 116, which is backwards, upside down, 9/11. But the big release dates were also 4/2 and 4/3. 2119 for Donald, and the 4/3, which was the Monkeys, or the Planet of the Apes. About said 12 Monkeys. Planet of the Apes, and the USA release date of 2001: A Space Odyssey. There it is. Where it is. 21189. 1189 is Donald J. Trump in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria. I just got through telling you that. Because the 7 times 27 of Earl's birthday is 189. Well, 1189 is Donald J. Trump in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria. There it is, 1189. Donald J. Trump, 1189. 888 in the English, 148 in the simple or English ordinal. English gematria is 6 times English ordinal. I know it's confusing. English gematria is A is 6, B is 12, C is 18. In English ordinal or simple gematria, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, of course. Whew. Man, oh man. When I ran the 408, I'll tell you what I ran. I ran April 8th. I ran April 8th in the gematria. Here's your 113, which they love. 11-3 code. That's the opening of One World Trade Tower. Here's your Jewish gematria. And that's one thing. But then you get in the simple gematria, it begins with Kobe Bryant, then Apocalypse, then Michael Jordan, then This Is It. Michael Jackson's This Is It. And I ran the Michael Jackson This Is It, which is 2009, October 28th was when it was to be released. And it's 6006, or 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. It's 144 hours, the church of Revelation. The palindrome of 858 in the weeks. But there's a lot going on there. Now, if you run Kobe Bryant Death Day, January 26, 2020, whatever. All the world's a stage. It's the year 2026, 2264, or 4/2026. Kobe Bryant birthday. August 23rd, 1978. Not seeing a whole lot there. Anyway, this is the date, total solar eclipses that made the X across America. There it is, August 21st, 2017, and April 8th, 2024. Carbondale, Illinois was the ground zero date of where they both crossed. Carbondale, Illinois. When you look up Carbondale, Illinois, um, the area code is 618. The zip codes are 62901, 62902, 62903. Personal cipher out the yin yang. Not going to get into that, but wow. Absolutely loving this date. All of a sudden, I can tell you that. My goodness gracious. So the only thing we need to run now is the other eclipses. The midpoint eclipse, for starters. The midpoint of the two total solars that made the X across America was also a total solar eclipse. That's hard to make up, but it happened. Or as we like to say, that's impossible. 1941, which was a movie by their big ciphers. All the actors from Saturday Night Live are gigantic. Film 1941. Yeah, it was John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. Anytime those cats are in movies, they are big deals. 78723 007 is in the URL. John Candy's in this. So the length is 146 minutes. That's his birthday, 14/6 or 6/14. December 13th, December 14th. Well, December 14th is the total solar eclipse that makes the X across America, isn't it? Womp womp. Direct smash hit. December 13th, December 14th, 1979. Again, when you run that date, it's 1941. When you go to the 1941 movie, its release date in the USA was December 14th, which is the date of the midpoint of the total solar eclipse that made the X across America. 20 plus 20, it was 41 years. December 14th, 1979. $169.17. 55525. And December 13th. What was the other thing I wanted to? Okay, anyway, let's go to the 2017 total solar on 8/21. $3,152. 8 years, 7 months, 18 days for the Dark Knight, 718 code. Oh, I wanted to look up George Floyd. That's what it was. The 5/25 date. There's End Times Church, 144. 2,144. Perfect. On the rising day on the 10th, look at this. 2, 2, 14/6, his birthday. Okay. And 2/8/21, when Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, which is 9/11, Here We Go Again. We've explained that many times. 8/21 is in the months and the days. 8/21 is also in the days. 2,821 days, or 7 years, 8 months, 21 days. 8/21 is coded twice. That is the first X across America total solar eclipse. Remember, Mamma Mia came out the same day as The Dark Knight, 7/18/2008. And then Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again came out on the same day as The Dark Knight Rises, but 6 years apart. We see what they did there. They matched the Barbenheimer, the girly movie, with the Christopher Nolan movie. So now we run The Dark Knight Rises to the rising date, 138/21, 13 years, 8 months, 21 days. 138 is Donald Trump and Sybil Gematria. Now we run the 7/18/2008. Six, 4/7/3. 8 months, 21 days. There's the 8/21 again. Of course, it's going to work out like that because we're doing 2 days and 2 days, because the Dark Knight to the 86ing day. And the Dark Knight Rises 2 days later, and they were released 2 days later. Because they did The Dark Knight Rises 2 days after The Dark Knight, the show rising on the third day. We've been over that a million times, haven't we? I think it was 2002, December 18th and 19th, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. And we need to close out. Let's just close out with the No Time to Die stuff. And on the rising day, it's 1645. Well, it's just number 45, isn't it? Well, and then, yeah. Yeah. And then the song No Time to Die. It's February 13th. All right, anyway. It's stuff. I love the 80s. I love the song No Time to Die to the 86ing day. I love those dates. That 2246 were the 246. Yep, I bet you that it would hit on the total solar when I saw The Dark Knight. Sure does, 138 months. 138 is Donald Trump and Sybil Gematria. So if you run that total solar, there's that 645 again. Yeah, we've already run that. If we run it to the total solar on the 24th, I mean 2024, that made the X across America. It's 5729. It's 188 months and 7 days. You have to make it 5730 to cut it in half to make it an even number, 5730. 2865. We'll close with this. The midpoint of both of them, 2865. Try it again. It's 2865. Yes. So the midpoint of both those total solars is June 5th, 2016. June 5th, 2016. Nothing too big. I'm not seeing anything too big there. Anyway, I could do this all night. I think I folks, it's on a Wednesday. And the Wednesday release dates, you probably want to say, like, well, what about the 3 release dates of Wednesday? It's 1, 2, 3, 2. And on the rising day, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a perfect 176 weeks. And then the second season of Wednesday was split into 2 release dates on 8/6, of course, 86. Oh, that's right. It does hit. It was 245 days. On the rising day, 2 days later, 247. I want to do Barbenheimer and I want to do Tenet. Barbenheimer, Tenet. Barbenheimer, Tenet. Both Christopher Nolan movies. Definitely want to do that. The other one was September 3rd of Wednesday, and it's 217. Ooh, that's perfect. That's Tower 2, Tower 1, Tower 7. That's the order they fell. That is perfect. Dadgummit, we got our date. I didn't pick up on that at first. So it's 245 and then 247 on Rising Day on Wednesday season 2. That began with a crow or the raven, whatever it was, with a red eye. Right eye was red. And look at this 217. Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 7 is the order they fell. This is killing it. One World Trade Tower opened on 4/4, 1973. Not One World Trade Tower, the Twin Towers. 19 and 36. Adam in simple gematria, Adam in the Jewish gematria. Wow. All right, we want to do Tenet and Barbenheimer. Barbenheimer was 721, which opened with 2001: A Space Odyssey theme. Barbie did. It's going to be 992. Nothing Killer. 238.08 in the hours. And when you look at Christopher Nolan's Tenet, the 2020 movie, gotta look at a 2020 movie. with Christopher Nolan. It'll be 2045 on Rising Day, his number 45. If you go to 826, which was the premiere date, 2051. I see the 713, which reminds me to look at 713 of 2024, the right ear day. 634, 34 is murder in one of the four base ciphers of Gematria. We had an event last year on 910, FAKE, 210, 212, and then the film The Hours. We will always look at the hours. All right. Nothing too big there. I had to see it. All right. I'm loving April 8th. Loving it. Loving it. By the way, April 8th, Goat, Capricorn, Moon. Capricorn, IPEC Goat. So released on 6/24, IPEC Goat. We want to look at Back to the Future also. And the Heliofont release date. 5027. I think I looked at Batman. Yeah, 1496 and 1498. Remember, 149 is Antichrist. In, I think it's reverse ordinal. Yeah. One of the four base ciphers. 149 is Antichrist. And 49 months. And 49 is Antichrist. And might as well go ahead and bring that up because I think I've confused you. Gematria calculator. $149 and 49 is Antichrist, both of them. And notice it was 49 months and 149 was in the days. So Antichrist matches Revelation, by the way, 121. But 49 in reduction, 149 in reverse. Reverse ordinal. So there it is, the Batman movie that came out in 2022. It's 49 months and 149 in the days. Absolute perfection. Would be that on the 86ing day and on the rising day on 410. Top Gun Maverick was 527. $1,412. $33,888 in the hours. 33,888 in the hours. We're told to look at the hours from the movie The Hours with Meryl Streep and all their big heavy hitters. Nicole Kidman. Admiral Kane in Top Gun Maverick. That actor was in it. His descent in 2015 down the escalator, which represented death. He was descending. That was on Tuesday, 6/16. 3949. Well, there's our 49 for Antichrist. And so Antichrist descending on the descending date. That's right. iPad Goat did have its other release date and LeBron's 38 day. What day did LeBron break the record? It was February 7th, 2023. There were 38s in everything. It was the most 38s ever coded in the history of mankind. "38 months, one day." That'll be a monkey's butt. 38s abound. 38s everywhere on that day. It was like 38,038. I forget. My friend knows. 38s everywhere. And then it was 2/5 of 2024, if I'm not mistaken, when iPad Goat was re-released on their Heliofont channel. And we will definitely close with that. I can't keep doing this all night. And so, yep, February 5th, 2024. February 5th, 2024. And there it is, 79, which is murder in simple gematria. 793 days. 113 weeks, 2 days. So you'll have your 113.4 on the rising day. (217.26% of a common year). That's Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 7 with the year 26. All fused together. We love this date. April 8th. All right. Don't forget, 48 is his name in one of the 4 base ciphers. Love y'all.